There is one thing stronger than all the armies in the world put together, and that is an idea whose time has come. Idea perhaps is the most dangerous and most powerful of all the weapons. Hello and a very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching the special presentation of Sansad TV on the journey of startups. India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or even otherwise, this is your destination as we script the novel success stories of unicorns, mid and small level startups, analyze the roadblocks and give wings to your dreams of becoming a job giver and not being a job seeker. So today, let's hear the story of water management startup WEGoT and its founder Abilash Haridas. When Abilash Haridas came back to Chennai after graduating from the US, he found his hometown exactly how he left it. There was an acute water crisis plaguing the city. Abilash founded WEGoT Utility Solutions in 2015 to find water management solutions in Chennai. WEGoT's intelligent tech solution gives you an account of how much water you're using and how much you can potentially save. Once the receiver requests, either offline or online, the team reaches out to the client to understand the requirements. The Internet of Things-based startup has spread to several cities across India since then. According to the UN, half of the world's population could be living in areas facing water scarcity by 2025. And over 2 billion already live in countries where water supply is inadequate. Startups like WEGoT have paved the way for managing and mitigating the growing crisis. Abilash, welcome to Sansad TV and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Kriti. Thanks for having us over and helping us get our story out there.
Well, you've come from Chennai,
yes,
and that's where you started off with your journey. You were in the US, graduated from there, worked there, came back to India to work with your family, and thereafter, you launched WEGoT. We've all heard about the water woes of Chennai. Tell me, how did you think of that idea?
So, Kriti, sometimes what happens is you're solving a problem. Sometimes you aspire to do something. And in our case, it's a combination of both. Anybody who thinks of Chennai, apart from the idli, dosa, sambar, or the temples or the silk, you also know that it has a huge water problem, right? So it's impossible to escape that. And my personal ambition to want to solve something using tech and using it sustainably is something that drove us to build this. And my co-founder also, they had an opportunity to build something in a related field. So all of this conspired and we came together and we formed WEGoT. You know, when you think about the water problem, there are only two ways you can go about solving for this. Either you increase the supply or you reduce the demand. And this is what we don't have a very good handle on. If I were to ask you how many liters was your shower, or how many liters did you use on Tuesday, or how many liters did the maid use? This is not information that we have. And today, everybody agrees that data is the new oil, but we have very little information about water consumption data. So this is what we wanted to provide, and we wanted to empower people and buildings to consume much lesser. And this is how we came up with this idea.
So, Abilash, I know that WEGoT is the first IoT-based startup in terms of water management in India. Tell me, how did you think of that business model?
So, you know, when you think of a business model, the idea is to get as many people to adopt it as quickly as possible. In our first avatar, we used to sell a device, and then we used to manage the like a maintenance contract. What we realized was the barrier to someone accepting this was quite high because there's a lot of capital that you have to pay upfront. And the general perception is that sustainability is expensive. So we wanted to break that down. And what we've done is we now give the product away for free. There is no free lunch in the world, but you pay for the implementation. The client pays for the implementation, and we have a monthly subscription fee that we will charge. And with this subscription fee, we will manage the entire water management in a particular building. With this, it also builds a lot of trust. Because generally, when you sell a device to a particular facility, after you've sold it, you've made your money and you've moved out. But here, we are absorbing the entire cost of the equipment. and it's fairly high-end equipment which is capable of doing a lot more than what is currently available in the market. So we are taking on that risk, but we believe that this is such an essential service that people will want to use the service continuously. And it also builds trust that I will have to give good service for them to pay monthly subscription. So it helps us both, and our thought process has completely changed, right? I don't want to just sell a device. I want to be any community's water management partner, which is why the data that we collect helps them make better decisions. So it's a great model that we've I can't say we've stumbled upon, that we've innovated upon. So when I say water management, it's not very clear what that exactly means. Or when I say IoT, so let me break this down into a few smaller pieces. So any IoT solution will have two pieces to it. There is a hardware that collects data, and there is an application that takes data from the hardware and gives you real-time insights to make better decisions. So we've built all of this by our own. At the heart of it is a hardware that we've built. And this is what it looks like. The reason that we've built this hardware is because what existed, the traditional water meter that existed, had a few fundamental problems that it could not solve for. Let me first talk to you about the problems and tell you how we designed the solution. So generally how a traditional water meter works is water passes through a pipe, you have a turbine that rotates, and based on the number of revolutions, you have a counter on top that tells you how many liters is passed through. But what happens in your plumbing line is that you have both water and you have air passing through. So this turbine rotates irrespective of water or air, and therefore your data is not accurate. The second challenge that we identified was when you close a tap, pressure is formed and water flows backwards. But your counter only moves in the forward direction, like the odometer in your car. So what that essentially means is every time you go back and forth, you're getting counted multiple times for that same water. And the third challenge is when you have very low flow, that is not enough velocity to turn this turbine. So again, your data is not accurate. And when your data is not accurate, it is impossible to get someone to pay for this. So we said, okay, hey, we need better data. And what we realized also was that the turbine was central to this problem. So we built an ultrasonic device, right? Now again, without getting too technical, I will try and explain what this means. Let me paint you a picture. So ultrasonic, as the word implies, means you're using the speed of sound waves in a particular medium. So in this sensor, we have two piezo elements. Just think of it as a transmitter and a receiver. We know what the diameter of this pipe is. We know what the distance between these two elements are. We calculate the time difference in nanoseconds that it takes for water to go from point A to point B. And this will give you the exact volume of water going out. So with this, we have eliminated all the challenges. Now today, if air passes through, I will not track air, so therefore my data is still accurate. When water flows backwards, again, this is something that we have catered for, because when you go from point A to point B, the time difference is positive. And when you go backwards, the time difference is negative. So we'll automatically subtract that out and give you true flow. In terms of the very low flow, we've also got it certified by FCRI, which is Fluid Control Research Institute of India, where we guarantee you over 98% accuracy at a 1-drop level. So now this is the cleanest data that you will get. We take this data and we put this in the hands of our users.
Okay.
Now, again, when we decide to build the application, we had to figure out who our users are, because there's no point just giving somebody an app or a dashboard. You need to understand what their actual pain points are. How will this enable them to make better decisions? So with this in mind, we've basically split it into 3 separate user categories. At the heart of it is the consumer of water, whether you're a person living in an apartment or you're a tenant in a commercial building. The individual consumer of water gets a mobile app. He gets real-time information about his consumption. If there is a leakage, we're able to detect that leakage and we're able to identify where that leakage is happening. You will get a bill at the end of the month and you will also be able to pay your bill. Along with this, you're also able to get general insights about what your benchmarks are. So you will have your personal information, that's all you will have access to. And like any consumer-facing application, you are also able to raise tickets if you have any challenges, or everything that's personal to you, you're able to do through the app. So this is the first user, and this will help drive consciousness in all users. The second user is the person managing the facility. Now, he has an impossible job because A, water is not easily available, and he has a lot of things to manage, and not all of them are digitized right now. So what we want to do is essentially make the platform, imagine like a washing machine, right? You'd be hard pressed to find somebody to come and wash your clothes, the old way with their hands. You need a washing machine. Yeah. So we want this platform to be like that for the person managing the facility. Now, his mandate, the person managing the facility, his mandate is very simple. Provide me good quality water on demand at the cheapest possible price. For him to be able to do this, he needs to know two things. He needs to know how much water has come in and how much water has been consumed. How much water is consumed is already available. It's the aggregation of every user. Now, how much water has come into the property is also a challenge that we've solved for. All campuses have only 5 sources of water. You have municipal water that the government gives you. You have tanker lorry that will get supplied to you. You have borewell water that you will extract. You have STP recycled water, and you have rainwater that you can harvest. But none of these sources have been digitized. For example, the first problem that people face is, I'm buying 10,000 liters, but I don't know if 10,000 liters came in or not. Or I get an invoice for 100 tankers, you don't know if 100 tankers have come in or not. It's all written down in notebooks. So we instrument our devices and we digitize the entire water infrastructure as far as tanker is concerned. Similarly with the STP, how efficiently is the STP working? How much is going to cooling? How much is going to flushing? How much is going to irrigation? None of this is the information that we have. With this, you're also able to see the efficiency of the STP improve. Your other water infrastructure like your WTP plants, what is the input, what is the output, what is the backwash, all your storage, how much is in your overhead tank, how much is in your underground sump. So essentially what we've done is we have enabled the facility manager to audit the campus in real time and track any exceptions also in real time.
All right. So as you said, that one has to pay for the subscription. Now water is considered as a free commodity. How did you convince your consumers or your buyers to pay for that subscription, and how did you find market validation?
So it was a challenge. I think the biggest challenge that we had was the mindset because like you said, water is perceived as a free commodity. But in areas where you have to buy water, it is not cheap. It is fairly expensive. In some places, it is almost as expensive as electricity. So what we've done is, and especially with the business model that we have, we've made it easy for people to adopt our solution. We've also priced this at a very affordable price, which makes it easy for people. I can go into the pricing at some point, but we've also made it very affordable. So a combination of all of this validates that there is a need for this product, and the validation also comes from some of the largest names in the real estate space or the building space using our solution. Today, we're present in some of the largest developers, both residential, commercial, and industrial across the country. A few names that everybody will know are Prestige, Brigade, Puravankara, Embassy, Aparna in Hyderabad, so Godrej Properties, all of them use our solution. On the commercial side, large businesses like Brookfield, like ITC, use a solution. On the industrial side, we have TVS Motors, Titan Eye Care, or Titan as a company. We have several large companies, industries also use our solution.
What about the investors? How did you convince them? How did you get them to say yes to your product?
So this is not a typical solution. I mean, sustainability wasn't so mainstream as far as investments were concerned, although today it is growing. It was just by sheer guerrilla warfare. I mean, we kept going at it. We kept knocking down more opportunities. We are in more than 50,000 apartments right now. We manage about 40 million square feet, and we've saved 5 billion liters of water. So we've gotten a great group of investors who believe in the vision that we have. So, and we've gotten a very marquee board as well. So I think how we got the investors is because they believe in the vision that we have, and also this problem that we're solving is so large that it is going to be something that at some point will make a lot of money as well.
So why did they believe in his idea? Let's find out.
By investing in smart water infrastructure, we will not just increase the economic value of our investments, but also have the power to create the maximum impact by reaching people who use and have the potential to conserve water intelligently. These are people who will live or work in the spaces that we build. Going forward, we can avoid the risks of rising water prices and the wastage of water and water stress by investing in smart water metering technologies and systems that capture and use data to cut costs, conserve water, and produce some really good results in this space. We found WEGoT's product to be exciting for many reasons. It is built with game-changing technology that has a combination of some very intelligent software systems and smart hardware, and that's solving the pain points of its customers and it's producing some actionable results for all of us. The smart water metering systems and the market holds tremendous global promise. This technology can change the way we use water, and we believe that WEGoT's product is at the forefront of it, and it will put India on the map as well.
So Abilash, in this journey, what were the biggest roadblocks for you?
So the first and the most important roadblock was the mindset. Everybody says save water. Everybody knows it's a big problem. But I also got the feeling that they said it's not my problem right now. Yeah. So to solve for that, we had a lot of obstacles. Like it was a mindset that, and it's a community that we have to convince. So there were a lot of decision makers. So the first few projects were fairly hard to come by. But once we did, and the results made it so obvious. When you save 30% water, or 30% of your consumption has come down, it becomes a no-brainer, because when you save that much water, not only do you save the cost of water, but you also save the cost of electricity required for pumping it, for treatment, and it becomes more sustainable. Today, you're not at water risk anymore. So once we got the first few projects, the case studies basically sold the product for us after that. So the other big problem that we faced right at the beginning was the maturity of certain technologies required for an IoT solution to succeed. Today, we use different technologies like LoRa, Sigfox, NB-IoT to communicate better. But in the early days, you had to really hardwire everything, which made it very difficult to scale. But with the advancement in communication technology, that's also made it easier for us to scale.
And also the success came to you with the help of your team members. We also spoke to them. Let's listen in.
I began as a digital marketing specialist. Currently, I head the strategic operations. Working closely with Abilash, I get to see the business at a very granular level where I'm involved in effective implementation of daily operations. At the same time, I also get a bird's eye view of the entire business and work to accelerate the growth of the company. I lead all developments and identify areas for strategic impact in business development, culture, and HR. I also work with the entire leadership team to solve problems across internal business operations. Today, I see my work as accelerating the growth and efficiency of the company, where I'm committed to helping employees bring innovative ideas so that we can maintain a competitive advantage. I love that my work is a part of an immense project to bring about water conservation and sustainability. Being a part of the WEGoT team, I always imagine a world with enough water for everyone.
I work for a company that makes the planet better every single day. So when I suit up to go for a meeting, I'm not a salesperson, but a consultant, an expert in the domain. I show our customers how they can improve their water security even before I talk about the product itself. We power their conservation journey with our data. We are their sustainability partners, and it is great time to be in the space. Builders, MEP consultants, commercial space like IT park, shopping malls are all looking at sustainability as their top priority. I am happiest when I see my most of my customers that have truly benefited from implementing our solution. Effective water management can make enormous difference to the people and the companies. And that the thing that sets WEGoT apart is that we make this journey easy. Our system is easy to deploy, easy to adopt, easy to finance, and extremely easy to use. And that's make my job easy and fulfilling.
All right. So right now, the valuation of WEGoT is close to 200 CR.
Yes.
What are the future prospects?
So we are actively fundraising right now. We've had a very good last 6 months where we've consistently grown month on month. Yeah, we're actively raising capital. We're looking to raise about $16 million right now. So I think over the next few months, you will hear from us about a fundraise that we have successfully completed. So we're looking to raise this round of capital to expand the business rapidly and make sure the service is offered and is available to everyone at scale. What we also realized is that water is not a local problem. This is a truly global problem. And we've already had inbound inquiries from Singapore, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, from Philippines, from Australia, and even America. So we also have aspirations to start one new region in this coming year. And upon successfully implementing that, we look to expand and create a global product that comes out of India that helps save water.
So this is personification of being local but going global.
Yes.
Well, Abilash, before we wrap up the show, what is your message to the other budding entrepreneurs, particularly in this segment?
If our journey is anything to learn from, I will say stay persistent. A lot of the harder ideas are not easy for people to accept, but stay persistent, keep putting one brick on top of the next. And I'm sure with the ESG wave that is coming upon us, money will become accessible and you'll be able to deliver your idea.
So perseverance is the key.
Yes, it is.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for joining us, Abilash from Chennai. And I wish you all the best for all your future endeavors.
Thanks, Kriti.
So viewers, that's all we have for you in this edition of The Journey of the Startups. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Goodbye for now from my side.